So I definitely could see that. Okay, what are we looking for here? Definitely think we put Omega Beams back. Probably keep these two. I honestly think culling could be pretty good against what I assume is going to be a fairly aggressive deck. Because it doesn't matter how much health they have. If they've got 3 attack, they're going to die. So what are our plans for value of Bat Cow? Against a deck like this, I guess you kind of can just play it out and just assume they're going to swing into it in some capacity because they're going to want to go face. And then we've got Question into draw next turn. Probably should have played Question first, now that I think about it. Because now we have no option to trade into anything. But also with Might, you're never really going to trade into anything, so maybe that's fine as well. But it is looking like we're going to have a really juicy culling. And a second culling. I would use Traumatize, but I'm going to save it, assuming we can set up like a Traumatize culling next turn, potentially. And if I don't need Traumatize and we could just culling, then we'll go like Bronze Arrow. Oh yeah. Play something else. Oh yeah. So we're going to have to Traumatize the Minotaur, but... They smartly do not use Wonder Woman. Let's Traumatize that. We have a second culling, so I feel less bad about just using it. Next turn is the double silver turn. So we're going to grab at least a silver, if not a gold. We might need the draw 3 cards arrow. If they have another medium turn like they just had, they might even play some stuff out and then Wonder Woman in my face. That stinks because we can't calling that. And that's not worth culling. Kind of making me wish I grabbed a silver arrow here. Commissioner Gordon. I'd rather poke Harley, but I don't think it's worth... Oh, yeah, I don't know. I don't really think it's worth poking that shield. We can generate another arrow next turn. We also have Massacre for next turn, which... Not great, because we're going to have Lex. I don't think Massacre is really going to be the move next turn, but it could be another arrow, could be culling. It's like you got to assume we're losing both the squad car and Gordon this turn. My leaders don't matter if they're exhausted.
May the gods grant
Although
us
now the Massacre is looking pretty juicy. The only thing is I don't really have anything to pop that. Because she will ignore the Massacre. We can Lex the aura down. And then just play Grodd on the empty board, and that seems pretty strong. Yeah, I think we're gonna do that. We've got the draw arrow. I'm not gonna pop the green arrow yet. I'd rather wait and see what's on the board before making a decision. I agree my opponent was probably thinking about that because I have made that exact misplay before, so I'm sure that's exactly what they were thinking. Okay. They've got some shielded units. Honestly, it's a slow turn, but I'm tempted to just do culling into friends in high places. That'll clear double shield. We start working on bringing down Harley. And then we'll have, like, Malcolm ready for next turn. Because I don't think I'm getting much more value out of culling than this. Talk myself into it. Very strong Malcolm or very strong Mr. Miracle. Against an aggro deck, I feel like a lot of my actions are going to kill their units anyway. Or Mr. Miracle. Yeah, I agree. We'll grab something for next turn. Probably a silver. Repeating arrow is really good. Because you got to figure most of their units are going to be within range where we don't need lethal to kill them. Now, if they have a bazooka, they could take us out. They need both leader swings just to take out Grodd, which will then leave us versus their board. Amygdala is like a great example of something that is worth hitting with an arrow. Except when you've got the Hunter speed going on here.
May the gods grant us their favor.
But there's also a great example of how our opportunity to get... What? Our opportunity to get value out of culling was like basically out the window. I think this is probably just Mr. Miracle plus double arrow. Yeah, I knew the cheetah had speed, but it also had Hunter. I figured they would send that face and swing with Harley into something. I like the electric arrow, but let's go Mr. Miracle into double arrow. That raises the odds of Green Arrow surviving immensely. It also leaves the potential for Mr. Miracle plus Squad Car to kill Harley. I think we're in a really good spot. Whatever they play this turn, I feel like Titanium Electric Arrow takes it out, and then Gordon cleans up. Their placement was really good there, though. So I think what we do here is we Titanium Arrow on Victor and then play Squad Car. Or they're just going to leave. Yeah, we just bled them. What are we playing here? Batman Shazam. I like keeping the Robin in hand. Robin's just such a good recruit. Really feel like the testing I did paid off. Yeah, I think one of the biggest things I noticed, and it's a card that a lot of people think isn't good, but lesser so Massacre, but like having culling in those matchups against Batman Wonder Woman, because the key to beating Batman Wonder Woman is you need to basically constantly 2-for-1. So like when the culling is a potential like 3-4-for-1, like that's the kind of value exchange you need to beat Batman Wonder Woman. Alright, we're gonna see constant Alfred bouncing, which is gonna be rough. I guess we just go question into Hugo. Yeah, Bat Cow is interesting because typically I don't see him used a lot unless he's paired with Might so that you can like buff him. But it does make sense just to keep him as like a face blocker that could draw you a card. And it buys you that extra card. It buys you technically 2 cards, because if it survives, you draw 1. And then it gets you that extra turn to draw a second card, which you can try and use to find your cullings or other AoEs that you might need. So it kind of does a 2-for-1 there. Speaking of the devil, but I think this is an easy Robin into Hugo. They could bounce Alfred back potentially.
I've got an arrow for every occasion.
I feel like this is a guaranteed steel explosive arrow, and then between having green arrow, the steel explosive arrow, and Gordon in hand, I feel like our odds of wiping whatever they play this turn are relatively high. And Bat Cow is also a potential answer for Lex if we need it. It's going to be a juicy arrow right here. Getting rid of Batwing using only Hugo is out of this world. And then, who's our priority between these two? I feel like it's Batman. Always Batman. And they're just going to be out. They want no part of this. Anytime Robin swings, it's like your odds of winning go up like 40% if Robin swings one time.